Okay. So let us look at some question and answers. First, let us finish standard questions. So, which of the following statements are correct? Just now we have seen Mudra Rakshasa written by Vishakadatta. Okay, and according to Kalhana's Rajatarangini, Ashoka built Srinagar, and this is also very important. Kalhana's Kalhana is the poet or author, and Rajatarangini is that book which is written. Okay, and also we have seen Kautilya's Arthashastra contains 15 books and 180 chapters. So all these we have seen just now. So all three are correct. Next. So what was the main center of education during the Mauryan period? So Takshila University, Nalanda University, they are both famous. Ujjain University, Vaishali, all are famous. Takshila is in that Gandhara region, northwestern region. If you remember, this is Takshila. Okay, our current day Afghanistan, something like that. And also Nalanda will be somewhere here. Nalanda is also very famous. It is in this western, eastern region, Bengal region, etc. So Takshila. Takshila is the main center of education. Even Kautilya was a professor there. So this is very important. Which ambassador, which foreigner visited during the time of which period? So Megasthenes visited during Chandragupta period. Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, and we've seen others, Pahin, Human Sang, etc., etc. All those are important. And also later on, Domingo, Barbosa, Domingo Pace, Abdul Razak, Ibn Battuta, etc. There are so many visitors. We'll come to. Whenever the a particular chapter comes, we'll try to see. And all these things you have to compile in one place and try to remember. There is a standard question frequently asked. What are the observations of foreign travelers? Or how can you trace Indian history based on foreign accounts? So it's a very standard question. So Megasthenes wrote the book Indica. Okay. Also, there is one more frequently asked question: the Periplus of Erythraean Sea. That is also one frequently asked question by an unknown Greek sailor. Okay. Okay. Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. Here it is William H. Scott. Okay, but normally it is an ancient book written by unknown Greek sailor. Okay, unknown Greek sailor. At that time, there was brisk trade between what you say India and Greek, etc. So some person he noted down about his visits and everything, and he mentioned about all the ports, etc. The Periplus of Erythraean Sea. Remember that name mentions. So it mentions that a direct sailing route from Red Sea to the Indian peninsula across the open ocean was discovered by Hippolytus in the first century BC, etc. Also, he mentions about several ports in Tamil Nadu, that Karaikal port, etc., etc. So all these things. So Periplus of the Erythraean Sea is written by an unknown Greek sailor. That is also standardly asked question. So which script has been used in the major inscriptions found in Ashoka's Mansehra and Shayazgari? So we have already seen in the northwestern province he used the Kharoshthi script. Okay, in the northwestern province he used Kharoshthi script, and when it comes to Nepal and all, he used Prakrit. Okay, yeah, because Buddhist they used Pali, Prakrit, and all these languages. Okay, only the Brahmins used Sanskrit. So Mansehra and Sahyaj So remember these things. They used the Kharoshthi script. So they are mostly in the northwestern region, northwestern frontier province. So which of the following inscriptions the name Ashoka has been mentioned? Remember this minor rock edict of Musky. We've already seen Ruminde pillar inscription, which is in Nepal, when Ashoka visited the birthplace of Buddha, okay, in Lumbini. Then he gave the Rumindai pillar inscription. We have seen multiple times. And also, let us see the language. Rumindai pillar inscription. This is the pillar, okay, in ancient Brahmi script. Okay, remember that, not Prakrit. Prakrit is Pali is used by Buddhists, Prakrit and Ardhamagati by Jains and other common people also. It is located in Nepal, known as Lumbini, when he visited the birthplace of Buddha after taking Buddhism. He gave the Ruminde inscription, very important. So in which rock edit Ashoka mentions about the casualties of Kalinga war and declares the renunciation of war. Okay. See, all the rock edicts are important, but whatever you encounter in questions, try to remember that clearly. Rock edict 13. Okay. Also, we've seen rock edict of there are major rock edicts and minor rock edicts. Minor rock edict. Rock edict is basically what you say inscription on the stone, nothing more. So minor rock edict of Musky mentions the name of Ashoka and rock edict 13. Rock edict. So major rock edict 13 mentions Ashoka's Dhamma victory over Greek and King Antiochus of Syria, etc. All these things also mentions Pandyas, Cholas, etc. And also he created 33 edicts. Fine. Which rock edict is Kalinga War? Okay, rock edict 13. So rock edict 13 is famous for. I mean, he mentioned about the Kalinga War and how should stop the war and replace it by Dhamma. The accounts of Kalinga were depicted in rock edict 13. So try to remember that, very important. Minor rock edicts. There are 14 major inscriptions, 7 pillar inscriptions, and minor inscriptions. Okay, there are 14 major inscriptions. Babru inscription of Ashoka, allegiance to Buddhism, Sangha, and Dhamma, etc. etc. Okay, Ashoka is referred to as Priyadarshi. Actually, it is called Devanampriya Priyadasi, means the one tethered to God. So that is also sometimes frequently asked. Where is it written? Okay. So these are the major list of rock edicts, etc. Musky. We've seen minor rock edict of Musky mentions about the name Ashoka, Gurjara, Bahapur, Saru, etc. etc. Whatever you can remember, okay, fine. Otherwise, not required. But remember 13th because 13th mentioned about the Kalinga War, etc. So that is important. And we'll see other questions. Once you see the question, try to remember the rock edict. Otherwise, not required. Correct sequence of the kings of the Mauryan dynasty. Very easy. Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, Ashoka, and the last one is Brihadrata. Okay, and frequently asked. Okay, Brihadrata was killed by the Brahmin general. Brihadrata was killed by. Very important. Okay, Pushyamitra Shunga of the Shunga dynasty. He was the Brahmin general of Mauryan Empire, and because he was the Brihadrata, he was a very weak ruler, so he killed him and established the Shunga dynasty. So post Mauryan dynasties, you get the Shunga dynasty, all those other dynasties. So this is also very frequently asked. Brihadrata is the last Mauryan ruler, and he was killed by his Brahmin general Pushyamitra Shunga. So the Shunga dynasty established by Brahmins. So you can see Mauryan Empire is usually considered. See what happens. The Vedic texts describe Maurya as Shudra. Okay, because he followed Buddhism and all. I mean, they did not follow the Vedic religion. So the Buddhists, because they are in favor of the Mauryan Empire, in their text they have recorded Maurya as a. They said that Maurya is a particular. I mean, Maurya is a particular Kshatriya clan. So they claim the Mauryas are also Kshatriyas. The Vedic texts, like Mudra Rakshasa, etc., they all claim Chandragupta. I mean, Maurya dynasty to be of Shudra. And also, there are some texts which say that Maurya means peacock. Okay, Maurya means peacock. So the place from where they have come, that is a land of peacocks. So many peacocks are there. So they are called as Mauryas. Okay. So remember those three theories. So according to the which religious text Mauryas belong to the Shudra Varna, the Puranas. So, okay, whatever comes from the Vedic side, they try to kind of degrade, not degrade, but they say, okay, Mauryas are not Kshatriyas because they did not follow Vedic religion, etc. Maybe, or really, maybe Shudra, we don't know. Either whatever they say, they belong to the Shudra. Maurya Empire belongs to the Shudra Varna, is what the Puranas say. Megasthenes, also we have seen there is no slavery, very what is the top-notch palaces, etc. All those things, and he also mentions about taxes, etc. So which of the following places has no Ashokan edicts? So in the capital there is no edict. Okay, everywhere else there are. Girnar is in that Gujarat area. There is one edict. Okay, Kandahar is in that current day Afghanistan. Chopra is also edicts are there. Okay, there are 14. We have seen something right. 14 major edicts. Okay, out of that 13th Prague edict we have seen mentions about Kalinga War. So who's the village officer during the Mauryas? Okay, we have seen village officer. What is this? Okay, so village officer is Gramika. Village officer Gramika, village groups Thanikas and Gopas, districts are Aharas and Vishyas. There are four provinces, means like major states, Kalinga, Avanti, Dakshinapada, Uttarapada. And the capitals also we have seen. So the village means Gramika. Okay. So what was the court language of Ashoka? So Ashoka has taken Buddhism. So Buddhism they always follow the common languages spoken by the people. So Prakrit, Sanskrit is for the higher elite class. Aramaic is in the northwestern region, Iran, etc. Hindi came later on. Hindi was not there at that time. It came later on after the what is a series of invasions, etc. Hindi developed later on. So, which Buddhist literature tells about Ashoka's efforts to spread Buddhism? Okay, we have seen Mahavamsa. So, Ashoka appointed special officers to enforce Dharma, and they are called as Dhamma Mahamatras. He even sent his daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism. So all those are important. And these Dhamma Mahamatras are officers to spread the Dharma, basically spread the religion of Buddhism and Ashoka's philosophy. Okay, we've seen Manshera, Kalsi, Erragudi. Erragudi is mostly Andhra Pradesh. Okay, you can say from the name. Erragudi is Andhra Pradesh, and Manshera is Pakistan. We've seen something regarding Manshera already. Okay, Jaugada. Jaugada is Orissa. Again, from the name itself, you can make out. Khalsi is Uttarakhand. So try to remember these things. Manshera is in Pakistan. Yarragudi, they are all inscriptions. Yarragudi is in Andhra Pradesh. Jaugada is in Orissa. Khalsi is in Uttarakhand. Okay, so during the Mauryan Empire, silver and copper are used. Uh, After the Mauryan Empire, we have the Kushan dynasty. They are famous for the purest gold coins. Okay, that is a very standard question again. Who issued purest gold coins? Okay, the Kushans. It's a very standard question. Is known Kushan dynasty is known for its purest gold coins, and it is a Indo-Greek ruled in northwestern India. So, as I said, after the Mauryan Empire, lot of many people from this Greek etc. They started coming and assimilating with the Indian and Kanishka, all these Vyama pieces, all these people. They are also what is basically they came from the Indo-Greek. I mean, they came from the Greek region and settled down in India. So the Mauryan Empire was divided into how many provinces? Four provinces. We've already seen sometime back. Four provinces. Four provinces. Uttarapada, capital Takshila, Dakshinapada, Suvarnagiri, Kalinga, Toshali, and Avanti, Ujjain. All those are important. So who married Helena, daughter of Seleucus Nicator? Seleucus Nicator is the Greek governor left back by Alexander. Chandragupta Maurya defeated and married his daughter Helena. And after that marriage, I mean, for that marriage, he gave 500 elephants. That is also frequently, I mean, it's a standard question people remember. 500 elephants were given to Seleucus Nicator by Chandragupta Maurya, just as a friendly gesture. Also, Chandragupta Maurya's son is Bindusara and Bindusara's son is Ashoka. Bimbisara is Magadha Empire, still before. Okay, Bimbisara is the son of this Haryanka dynasty. Okay, Bimbisara is the first person. He is the founder of the Haryanka dynasty, and his son is Ajatasattu, followed by Udayan. Okay, all those things you have to remember. So Chandragupta Maurya abdicated the throne. He took up Jainism, and he went to Savana in Karnataka. We have seen the Bahubali statue, etc. And we have seen Bhadrabahu was the person who went to the South India and spread there. So Chandragupta Maurya also went with Bhadrabahu. And Stolabhadra was the Svetambras. He was the leader of the Svetambra sect. Okay. Bhadrabahu is the leader of the Digambara sect. And they are the ones who went to the south. The famous Ashokan pillar containing a sculpture of four lines standing back to back was located at Sarnath. Okay, we have seen just now. That is the Sarnath pillar. So we have seen Kumaras are the princes. Okay, and Prativedaka. Prativedaka, Ariputra and Kumara are from royal blood. They used to act as governor of the province. Prativedaka are the reporters. Try to remember. Prativedaka are the reporters. Um, Let us see. The pillar edicts of Ashoka at Meerut and Topra were shifted to Delhi by which Sultan? Okay, remember this Alauddin Khilji. The Khilji dynasty, the medieval India, 12th century. That I mean, when we come to medieval India, we will look at in depth of everyone. All these people are important. Firoz Shah Tughlaq is famous for persecuting, I mean, imposing jizya again. Muhammad bin Tughlaq is famous for taking those five decisions. Even now, whenever someone does hasty actions, like we call is doing Tughlaq, is behaving like a Tughlaq, right? That came from here. Okay, and Muhammad bin Tughlaq's father is Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, and when he's coming back, Muhammad bin Tughlaq arranged what is a wooden stage, and his father came with the elephant, and once he stepped on the wooden stage, the stage collapsed, and Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq has died, and Muhammad bin Tughlaq became the king, emperor. So, and I think it was Abdul Razak who was the Persian ambassador at that time. He opined that it was a plan by Muhammad bin Tughlaq to murder his father. So, all those things will come in medieval India. So, Alauddin Khilji is also very famous for his market reforms and military reforms. Okay, he started branding his horses, which is called Gag and Chahra horses, and his military men. He paid in cash, and he brought in several reforms. Okay, he forbade use of alcohol in the parties. He did not allow the nobles to mix together. All those things it will come in the medieval period, which is very important. So he shifted Meerut and Topra pillar edicts of Ashoka to Delhi. Just keep that in mind. So major rock edict of Ashoka, which tells about Chola, Pandya, etc. So major rock edict 13, we have seen that he mentioned about the Kalinga war, about Dhamma, etc. Also in second rock edict and third combined, he also mentioned about Cholas, Pandyas, Kerala Putta, Satyaputta, etc. Basically south part of India. I don't think that was conquered by Ashoka. So which of the following literary sources mentions about economic and political? Kautilya's Arthashastra. Okay, how many books and how many chapters are there? Anyone?
15 books and 180 chapters.
Okay. CUK is also important. Indica. Indica is written by Megasthenes, and CUK is written by Hyun Sang. Okay. CUK is the book written by Hyun Sang, and Fokoko is the book written by what is this? Fahin. Okay. Fahin visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. This is not Chandragupta Maurya. This is the Gupta period. So which is later on. Maurya period is in the 3rd century BC. So Gupta century is in the 4th century AD. So there is almost some 700 years gap. So this is not the Chandragupta Maurya. This is later on. Okay, and Fahin wrote Fokoko. Okay, different people say it different way. Some people say Kokoko, Kokoki, whatever. Okay, so that is Fahin. Yuan Shang visited during, all these are very important. He visited during King Harshavardhana. So that is basically in the 7th century later on. So among these people, Megasthenes came first. He's the Greek ambassador. He wrote the book Indica. He came during Chandragupta Maurya. Fahin came during the Gupta period, Chandragupta too. And Huensang visited during Harshavardhana. So still later on. And also, Huensang visited during the period of Kubja Vishnuvardhana. If you look at AP history, this is also very important. At that time, in the southern India, especially in Andhra, we have the Chalukyas of Badamis. I mean, you have King Pulakesi too. His brother Kubja Vishnuvardhana is the founder of the Eastern Chalukyas of Vengi. All that we'll see in AP history. At that time, Huensang visited Andhra also. Huensang visited Andhra and he made popular the Vajrayana Buddhism. So all those things will come in depth in AP history. Let us see then. And his book is Huensang. Siyuki. Okay. So Huensang wrote the book Siyuki. So Indica is Megasthenes and Kautilya's Ardhashastra talks about the economic and political conditions of Mauryan period. And also when we say Mauryan period, Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa, Buddhist literature Depavamsa, and etc. etc. All these things should come to mind. So see, which book was written by Vishakadatta in the Gupta period? And it mentions Chandragupta Maurya defeated the Nandas with the help of Chanakya, etc. All that is given in Mudra Rakshasa by Vishakadatta. It is written in Sanskrit. And who wrote Rajatarangini? We already discussed some time back. Anyone remembers Rajatarangini?
Kalhana.
Yes, yes. Kalhana's Rajatarangini. So the book Indica was written by Megasthenes multiple times we have seen. And these Pliny, Strabo, they're all Greek historians. And I think Pliny is the historian of Alexander. During time we have seen Siyuki, and he came during King Harshavardhana. So Allahabad pillar inscription is associated with which one of the following? Where this is Samudragupta, again we are going into Gupta Empire, and he is famous for this Allahabad pillar inscription. So Samudragupta also there is a lot of content to read. He's also very he's called what is this? Some many things are there. Samudragupta will when we come into the Guptas we will see. So Allahabad pillar inscription is associated with Samudragupta. Remember that. Okay. So what was the function of Samaharta? Samaharta is the chief tax collector. So already we have seen couple of things, right? In the what else we have seen? Gramika. Okay. So let us see. Okay. So Yuktas are subordinate officers responsible for the empire's revenue. Rajukas, okay, charge of land measurement and boundary fixing. Sansthaksha, superintendent of mint. Mint means minting coins. Samasthaksha, superintendent of markets. Okay, tolls. Sulkaksha is tolls. Agriculture, Sitadaksha. This is easy to remember. Nava means ships, so it is easy. Loha is again iron, easy to remember. Vyavaharika means judiciary, etc. etc. Mines means akara. Akara means mines, etc. You don't need to remember everything. Anything you can remember is fine. Okay, Gramika. So chief tax collector is Samaharta. Try to remember that. So Bindusara is referred to as Amitra Chets by Greek writers. After his title, Amitra Gatha as Jain text called him Simhasena. Okay. So Bindusara is the son of Chandragupta Maurya. So after the Mauryas, most important kingdom in Deccan is Satavahanas. And our AP history starts with Satavahana. Remember that. AP history starts with Satavahanas. And the founder of the Satavahana is Simuka. All that we will see in AP history. But after the Mauryas, in the Deccan region, most important is Satavahana. So basically, the Satavahanas are called as feudatories of the Mauryan Empire. Okay, and it is very common if you see the Satavahanas are feudatories of Maurya. So after the decline of Maurya, Satavahanas became independent, and the Ikshvakus are feudatories of Satavahanas. So Satavahanas also is very prominent in Deccan region, even in Andhra. For 500 years they have ruled, and after their decline, the Ikshvakus became a separate dynasty like that. So that's a very common thing. When one dynasty becomes extinct, the feudatories, they among them who are, I mean, whoever is strong, they try to assert their independence. So that is a very common thing. So Pallavas, Cholas, Pandyas, they all belong to the South India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, etc. Which edict helps to know the tax system. So even Rumendai pillar also has that. What he when Ashoka visited Lumbini, okay, the birthplace of Buddha, he gave the Rumendai pillar, and that also mentions about tax system because he exempted that Lumbini from tax because it is the birthplace of Buddha. He exempted Lumbini from paying tax also. So Seleucus Nicator was defeated by which Mauryan empire? Obviously Chandragupta Maurya. He was the founder. He defeated Seleucus Nicator and married his wife Helena, who was the anti-Buddhist and attempted to destroy the Bodhi tree at Gaya. So obviously, whenever there was a what is the ascendancy of the Vedic religion, many, especially you see, Brihadratha was a Buddhist. I mean, he is the last Mauryan ruler. He was killed by his Brahmin general Pushyamitra Sunga, who was the Brahmin. So he again tried to establish a Vedic rule. So when such a thing happens, he starts destroying these Buddhist monasteries, stupas, etc. So that is very common. So even in Buddha, what is it, those Buddhist texts, Deepamsa, etc. Also they keep writing about many of these people who destroyed what is say Buddhist temples, etc. Those stupas, etc. So that's a common thing. So Tissarakshita, he attempted to destroy the Bodhi tree at Gaya. So who influenced Ashoka to follow Buddhism? So we've seen yesterday also in Buddhism, Jainism, many of these things. Ramachandra is a Jain Buddhist poet. Vishnugupta, Kalahana Rajtaringini, and Vishnugupta also we've seen something. He's also Buddhist writer. Upagupta influenced Ashoka to follow Buddhism. Yesterday we've seen few things. Ananda is the most famous, I mean, loved disciple of Buddha. And we've seen Mahakasyapa. After Buddha's death, he had taken over the Sangha and he convened the first council, etc. All those things are important. So, who among the following assassinated the last Mauryan king, Brihadrata? Pushyamitra Sunga. Okay, we have seen multiple times. Pushyamitra Sunga, he what is established the Shunga dynasty, which is again the Vedic follows the Vedic religion. He killed the last Mauryan king, Brihadrata. Multiple times it is asked. So let us finish these questions also. So, which of the following sources refers to Chandragupta Maurya as a Shudra? Obviously, Brahmanical sources. The Buddhist sources will give better description. So, which of the following sources refer to Chandragupta Maurya as Vrishala, Mudra Rakshasa of Vishakadatta? There, they mentioned Chandragupta Maurya as Vrishala because, he defeated the Nanda dynasty, he took over, etc. All those things. So, remember that. Mudra Rakshasa of Vishakadatta mentions about Chandragupta Maurya, South India, all those things. Who identified Chandragupta mentioned, etc., etc. So, who identified that Chandragupta Maurya is none other than Chandragupta? So we also seen that Bindusara is called as Amitochates. So the Greeks they had their own names to refer to this particular region. Even back then, Roman Empire and all they used to refer to the Indus Valley civilization as the Meluha, Meluha. That's also frequently asked. Meluha, Meluha IVC. Okay, the Sumerian Meluha is the Sumerian name for the Indus Valley civilization. That is how they used to call us. Next, who was the last Nanda ruler whom Chandragupta Maurya overthrew? Obviously, Dhanananda. We have seen many times. And Mahapadmananda is the founder of the Nanda dynasty. Which Mauryan emperor was known as Amitochates to the Greeks? We have seen Bindusara. Bindusara is called Amitochates. Samprati is the grandson of Ashoka. Ashoka is the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya, and Ashoka's grandson is Samprati. During Bindusara's reign, Ashoka suppressed an uprising at which place? Taxila. As I said, Ashoka worked as a governor of Taxila for some time before becoming the king. So he suppressed an uprising. So who said to have converted Ashoka to Buddhism? Upagupta. We have seen just now. This is not very important. No need to go to that level. So who appointed Megasthenes as the ambassador to court of Chandragupta? Is Seleucus Nicator, and he had written the book Indica. Who appointed Deimachus as ambassador to the court of Bindusara? Antiochus I of Syria. We have seen multiple times, right? Antiochus appointed Deimachus as ambassador to court of Bindusara. So Ashoka gave his daughter Charumati in marriage to Devapala. Okay, that's why Nepal is also at that time Buddha was born in Nepal, so it was popular there also. So Ashoka's son-in-law is Devapala. So Antiochus I of Syria is a contemporary of Ashoka. Okay, and he sent Deimachus to Bindusara. Bindusara is the father of Ashoka. Name the Ceylonese ruler who modeled himself on Ashoka. Tissa. Ceylon means Sri Lanka. Okay. So Ashoka sent his daughter Sangamitra to spread Buddhism in Sri Lanka. Who among the following was not a son of Ashoka? So all these are son of Ashoka. Tivara, Kunala, Jalaka, etc. Dasarada is the grandson, right? Dasarada, Samprati. They both are grandsons of Ashoka. Who was the only son of Ashoka mentioned in a inscription? So Tivara. Tivara, Kunala, and this, what is this? Jalauka are sons, and Tivara was mentioned in an inscription. The last Mauryan ruler who was killed by Brahmin general Pushmitra Shunga was Brihadratha. Okay, remember that. So Antiochus we've seen from Syria. Okay, Ptolemy is from Egypt, and Magus is from Cyrene. What is he saying? Select the correct answer. Which of the following pairs are currently correctly matched? Alexander from Macedonia. Let us see, is that wrong? So Alexander is from Macedonia only. Okay. So Alexander is from Macedonia. So 5 is also correct. Okay, 5 is also correct. Ptolemy 2 is from Egypt. Let us see. Ptolemy 2 from. So Ptolemy is from. He was born in Greece. Ptolemy 2, ancient Hellenistic Egypt. Uh, anyway, so Ptolemy wrote about Alexander. He was a pharaoh. Ptolemy 2 was the pharaoh of Egypt. He was the son of Ptolemy 1, Macedonian Greek general of Alexander the Great. So Ptolemy 1 is from Macedonia. He is the Greek general of Alexander. Ptolemy 2, he was the son of Ptolemy 1, but he was the pharaoh of Ptolemaic Egypt, etc. So something like that is there. So let us not go into depth. Let us not get confused. Anyway, try to remember as much as you can. Not very important also. The most informative source of modern administration is Kautilya's Arthashastra, administration. Remember this. Economic, political, administration, everything, finance, it comes from Arthashastra. So Samaharta revenue collection, we've already seen once. So treasury also we have seen something, right? Bhaga, Duga, something. Anyway, revenue collection, Samaharta. So Mahamatya Pasarpa was the control of spice. Try to remember that. Whatever officials you can remember, Mauryan administration, you can remember that Nava means ships, and Sulka means tolls, and Loha means iron, master of iron, etc. Those things. Samharta, okay, revenue. So the capital province of Dakshinapada, we've seen. Dakshinapada is Suvarnagiri. Toshali is the eastern, Kalinga, Toshali. Maski is in Pakistan, we have seen. And north, Uttarapada is Takshila. And western part, Avanti is Ujjain. So remember those four provinces and capitals. The capital province of Kalinga under Ashoka was Tosali. It was also known as Dauli. Okay, Dauli inscription also comes frequently. Dauli inscription, Hatikumpa inscription, they are all famous for Kalinga region. So Kalinga was also called as Dauli. Okay, I mean the capital is called as Dauli. So Pativedikas and Pulisanis are concerned with espionage. So we saw there are different departments and espionage. Some of the people who work in espionage department are Pativedikas and Pulisanis. And who is the head of the department? We have just seen Mahamatya Pasarpa. So the word Charaka in the Mauryan administrative setup meant police lockup, means like a jail. So this is again easy question. We have seen multiple times. Uttarapada is Takshila, Avanti Pada is Ujjain, so 2 is wrong. Dakshina Pada Suvarnagiri, Kalinga is Toshali. So see 2 is not there, 1, 3, 4 is the answer. Very important. Avanti Pada is Ujjain, not Rajpura. So which source informs military department, Maurya, etc., 6 committees, everything? Indica. Okay, Megasthenes Indica is talking about the military department is divided into 6 committees, 5 members, etc., etc. So Mudra Rakshasa was talking about how Chandragupta Maurya dethroned Nanda dynasty with the help of Kautilya, all those things. Arthashastra, 15 books, 180 chapters, it talks about economical, political, finance, administration, etc. So Indica talked about military department. Try to keep that in mind. Megasthenes calls the town officials in the Mauryan Empire as Astion Moi. Okay, no problem. And which official in Mauryan administration had position and function similar to those of district collector is Rajuka. So village level Gramita, district level Rajukas. Okay. Amatyas means still higher, almost like ministers, etc. Yuktas also higher only. We have seen all that. So what are the observations by Megasthenes? Growing practice of polygamy, okay. Employment of women as palace guards, and theft was a rare occurrence. So society was rather good. Slavery was absent in Indian society. So this is also mentioned, but whether it is mentioned by Megasthenes or not, I'm not sure. So he's saying that Megasthenes only these three are the major observations. But in general, if we say slavery was also absent, right? We've seen somewhere. Fine, no problem. Okay. The Mauryan state had monopoly over which of the following sectors? Everything. Because they were monarchical states, everything is under the monopoly of the Mauryan state. And the main capital is Patliputra. So Udaka Bhaga is the tax levied by Mauryan state on irrigation. Okay. Udaka Bhaga means irrigation tax. And pottery, we have seen multiple times. Pottery, Maurya and pre-Maurya means northern black polished ware. Okay, very important. Northern black polished ware, Maurya and pre-Maurya. And the major rock edit 3 talks about liberality of Brahmins and Shamanas. Okay, 13 was talking about the Kalinga War, and we've seen Manseka, something that talked about Ashoka name. So all those things, whatever you can remember, you can remember. So again, major rock edit 13 talks about replacement of Berigosha by Damogosha. So by war with diplomacy. That is major rock edit 13. So 13 is very important. Try to remember because it is coming multiple times. It's very important. So who started using stone for monuments? It was during the period of Ashoka. All that Ashokan pillars, etc., rock addictions, etc. So stone was widely used for everything. Next, which of the following dynasties had a role in the construction and maintenance of Sanchi Stupa? Sanchi Stupa in Madhya Pradesh is a very prominent stupa. The canvas had a major role in construction. Earliest example of rock cut architecture is from Mauryan age. So we have seen it is during that period. All that rock are Lomas Rishi cave, etc. All those things started during that period. So Ashoka donated Sudama and Lomas Rishi cave in the Barabar hills to Ajivikas. They are a different sect. So Lomas Rishi caves and Sudama in Barabar hills, they have been near Bodh Gaya, means Bihar. They have been given to Ajivikas. Try to remember that. So Ashoka's grandson Dasarada and Samprati are grandsons of Ashoka. They donated Nagarjuna hill caves and Gopika to Buddhists because they all belong to Buddhist religion. So we've seen Ashokan pillars are made up of Chunar sandstone. Okay. Arrange the later Mauryas in chronological order. Yeah, all that is very different. Difficult. Remember, Brihadratha is the last. Okay. So see, Brihadratha is the last Mauryan ruler. He was killed by Pushyamitra Sunga. That much is enough. And with that alone, in this particular case, we can eliminate. But in general, remember that is enough. Dasratha and Samprati are the grandsons of Ashoka. That much is enough. And I think Deva Varman gave the Junagadh inscription. That is also frequently asked. Junagadh inscription. Sorry, it was given by Rudradaman, not Deva Varma. The Junagadh rock inscription of Rudradaman, also known as the Girnar rock inscription. That is also very important. It mentions his territory, Malwa, Gujarat, etc. etc. Fine. Okay. So which of the following is correctly mentioned? Jatakas, they mention about chronology, genealogy. Deepamamsa mentioned about socio-economic conditions. Okay. Puranas, they mention about Ashoka effort to spread Buddhism to Sri Lanka. Try to remember that. So Tharanada. So Tharanada credits Bindusara with conquering the land between two seas. Okay. In the ladder of Mauryan administration, who were just below the Pradesikas, the Rajukas. Try to remember that. Rajukas means district level administrator, right? So above that we have Pradesikas, below that we have the Gramikas, village level Gramikas, district level Rajukas, and still higher level Pradesikas. And if you go still higher, you get the Samatyas and all these things, and Kumaras, Aryaputras, etc. etc. So which of the following about Arthashastra is correct? It is divided into 15, yes, 15 and 80, 180 chapters. Originally written in Prakrit language, and it is a treatise on Maurya political economy and administration. What is this? So select the correct answer. It is a treatise on Mauryan political economy and administration. Maybe because finance, etc. is missing, he did not give, but its evidence is not corroborated by any other source. That is also true. It is only mentioned in Kautilya Arthashastra. It is not there anywhere else. So these are fine. No need to go through these things. Fine. So we have covered most frequently asked questions, and we have covered all the questions asked about Mauryan Empire. So by now you should be able to answer any question on Mauryan Empire. Fine. Let's stop.